Today, I have a very important lesson for you, but let's just get this out of here because I want to help you supercharge your vocabulary by teaching you over 50 words and phrases to help you avoid using the word very. That's coming up. Hey everyone, my name is Wes. The channel is Interactive English. It's all about trying to help you practice and improve your English skills. So if that's what you want to do, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so that you will learn about future lessons. Today, it's a very useful lesson because I want to teach you many different words and phrases that you can use instead of saying very. Because the word very, it's a very common word. I just used it several times then. It's probably one of the most overused words in English. I end up using it all the time. It's an adverb that means really or to a high degree. But because this word is so common, it presents a unique opportunity for all of you to greatly build your vocabulary. And there are two different ways that you can do this. I'm going to talk to you about both. The first way that you can do this is by learning some different synonyms for the word very. And here are some right here. These are all adverbs that typically come before an adjective to form a collocation, words that are frequently used together. So these are some very common and useful phrases that I'm getting ready to teach you. And I'm going to give you a lot. I do not expect you to remember all of them, but the more that you hear these phrases and that you see them, you're just going to end up making a mental note, and that's very important. So let's begin with the first adverb, which is pretty. Now, pretty, it has a similar meaning. It's probably to a lesser degree than very, but it's extremely useful because we often use pretty with some very common and simple adjectives and their opposites. So you might hear somebody say that something is pretty good, or they may say it's pretty bad. Perhaps you're trying to do something and you have no problems and you say, wow, that was pretty easy. Or if there were a lot of problems, you might say it was pretty difficult. Maybe somebody's moving pretty fast. I do not want to do that in this lesson. I'll probably move pretty slow because that'll make it easier for you to understand. Or you're describing somebody and you say that they are pretty smart. And the opposite of that would be pretty dumb. The next adverb, which is probably more of a direct synonym, is extremely, which means a very high degree. And I'll probably throw in some verys throughout the lesson, but you could say something is extremely important, or perhaps it's extremely dangerous. Maybe you are extremely grateful for something, or you could describe something and say it's extremely difficult. And I've now used difficult twice, really just to show you that you can use different words and mix them together because there is a difference. It helps you be more specific if you're talking about something and you say it's pretty difficult or extremely difficult. Then we have the word highly, and you could describe someone and say they are highly successful. Maybe you're talking about a situation that is highly unlikely. You could describe a person's personality and say they are highly competitive, or maybe they are highly motivated. The next adverb that I have for you is awfully. And instead of saying that you're very tired, you could say you're awfully tired. Or a great phrase is awfully nice of someone. I would say, it's awfully nice of you to go ahead and hit that like button. It's awfully nice of you. Or maybe you say that you are awfully sorry. Or perhaps you're talking about a place that is awfully crowded. Then we have the word truly. I love this synonym. You could say that you are truly thankful. Or perhaps you're truly passionate about something. Or maybe you're truly happy. And we could also use truly with a synonym for happy. It's another collocation. And say you are truly content. So either one, truly happy, truly content, great phrases to know. Immensely. And this just makes me think, well, like very big. But this adverb is used in some very common collocations. I threw another very in just now. And you could hear somebody describe a person and say that they are immensely talented. Or perhaps you say something is immensely popular. I wish my video lessons were immensely popular. Or maybe you describe something as immensely useful, or you could talk about a business and say that it is immensely profitable. So I just taught you some truly remarkable, which is another collocation with truly remarkable synonyms that you can use instead of saying very. And I don't think these phrases are extremely difficult to learn, but I do feel that they are immensely useful in helping you build your vocabulary. And I'm really trying to emphasize these synonyms. But now let's look at the second way that you can supercharge your vocabulary and avoid using the word very, and that is by using more precise language. So I think quite often people will use very with a simple adjective, such as the adjectives that you see up here. And instead of using very along with one of these adjectives, you can use a word that is more descriptive. It's more exact. And this is going to help you more accurately express your thoughts, opinions, and ideas. So let's start with very good. And you might use, well, very good to describe an event, a party, a festival. And instead of saying very good, there are so many different words that you can choose from. You could say that something is incredible, amazing. Those are two very common adjectives. Or spectacular. And then if you want to use a couple of adjectives which may not be as common, maybe you could say something is phenomenal or breathtaking. I love that adjective. I've never had anyone describe one of my lessons as breathtaking. I've just been waiting. I've been waiting to hear that down in the comments. And then the same goes for very bad. There are many different words that you can choose from that are going to be more descriptive than just saying very bad, like terrible or horrible. Those are very common adjectives, great words to use instead of saying very bad. You could also say that, well, something is lousy or dreadful. That is very bad. And then probably, I think the strongest word maybe that you could use would be atrocious. I really hope I don't see that word down in the comments. Then we come to very happy. Now, I have already taught you one way that you could avoid using very if you want to use another adverb, and you could say that you are truly happy, but you could also just use one word instead to be a bit more descriptive. And instead of saying very happy, you have several choices. You could say that you are cheerful, or you are delighted, or elated, or one of my favorites is ecstatic. That if I am very happy, I'd love saying that I am just ecstatic. And then you could also say that you are jubilant. All of those words mean that you are at some level of extreme happiness. You're very happy. But if you're not feeling very happy and you're actually feeling the opposite of that, very sad, then again, there are many words that you could use that would be a little more specific and tell somebody, well, just how sad you are, but also maybe give an indication as to why you may be sad. So just in general, an informal word that you could use is down. If you're feeling down, then yeah, you're just sad. But if there's maybe love involved in some way, perhaps you could tell somebody that you're heartbroken. And then they know that, well, this may have to do with ending some relationship, and they know that love is involved. Or if you want to express that there's no hope, maybe you tell somebody that you feel dejected. Or bitter, that's another good one. And bitter makes me think that, well, not only are you sad, but you're also a little angry. And then you could say that you feel wistful. Wistful is like you're sad because you're thinking about the past. Maybe there was a bad memory and I was thinking about it and I became wistful. Beautiful is another common adjective that, well, people use very with, very beautiful. And instead of saying that somebody looks very beautiful, you could say, well, that they look lovely or they look marvelous. Or if you want to make it a little more intense, a little stronger, you could say that somebody looks gorgeous. Or you could say elegant. That's another great word. It makes me think of somebody who might look a little more formal, a little more dressed up. You could use elegant. Or, I've saved the best for last, stunning. Stunning is a great word. The next time that you see someone and you want to say that they look very beautiful, just say stunning. They look stunning. Another common adjective that's used with very is tired, very tired. And I think instead of saying very tired, probably the most common word that people would use is exhausted. I use that one quite often. Instead of saying very tired, I would say I'm just exhausted. Or if you want to use a word that's more informal, you could say that you're drained. Or another informal word is beat. Oh, I'm beat. And then there is exasperated. And with exasperated, it makes me think, well, you're tired, mostly like up here in your mind, that you're annoyed, you're bothered by something, and you feel tired, and you'd say you're exasperated. And then if we're talking about work, people get very tired because of work. You could say that you're just burnt out, and you need to take a break, you need to relax, because right now you're burnt out. So after teaching you all of those different words and phrases, I am beat. But I hope that you were delighted with this lesson. And if you were, please hit that like button. If you do that for me, I would be extremely grateful, because that's just going to help this video become immensely popular. And I'm just trying to give you a little bit of review as I wrap things up. The last thing I want to tell you is that you look stunning. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. So long.